In the sense, nowadays we are traveling in cars and in aeroplanes, so you will not find any signs of travel. Whereas in those days, people used to travel in camels, in horses, or by walk, and in desert, anybody could identify that this is a traveler, he came from travel. So nobody could identify him as any signs of travel. And he came near, and very near to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and sat so close that his knee was touching the knees of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And he kept his hands in the thighs of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Then he addressed Prophet Muhammad, "O Muhammad," peace be sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then this kind of address also astonished people, because normally, unless a person is very close and senior to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, nobody was addressing Prophet Muhammad as "O Muhammad." He addressed Prophet Muhammad, and he said, "Akhbirni Anil Islam." Tell me about Islam. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Islam is the five pillars, which is testifying that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad ﷺ is the messenger, last messenger of God, and 5 times prayer, and poor due or zakat, then fasting in the month of Ramadan, then Hajj. These are the 5 pillars of Islam. So he said, "Sadat, what you said is right." Again, people were astonished, because normally people used to ask questions, but nobody will tell what you said is right. Again, people were astonished that who is this person? Then again he continued and asked, "Akhbirni anil iman." Though you can see that the sequence, Iman comes first, then comes Islam, but Iman is not visible. Visible part of Muslims' life is Islam. 5 pillars of 5 pillars of faith, fasting in the month of Ramadan, and 5 prayers daily, and zakat. All these things are visible to everybody. So he first asked about the visible thing, "Akhbirni an Islam." Then he asked about Iman. What is in the depth of Islam? He said 6 pillars of faith, which is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to believe in angels, and to believe in books, and to believe in prophets, and believe in life hereafter, and believe in destiny. So these are the 6 pillars of faith. So he said, "Sadat, what you have said is right." Again, people were astonished. And the third question he asked is, "Akhbirni anil ihsan." Tell me about ihsan, or the status of excellence. This word is normally not very popular, but this is a very important pillar of Islam, ihsan as well. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "An ta'budu Allah ka'annaka tarahu, wa in lam takun tarahu fa innahu yarak." Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if you are seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you cannot do that, worship in such a manner that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you. Then he said, "Correct." Then he asked about Day of Judgment and what are the signs. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ explained him so many signs. And one of the signs he said that barefooted shepherds will compete each other in constructing tallest buildings. Probably this is an indication of this region as well. Once upon a time, people were barefooted shepherds, many people. And today you can see the tallest buildings are in this region. Tallest building of the world, and many buildings are coming up as well and existing as well. Probably this is an indication. So this is a very important hadith, and we have to think about the relevant message in this. So I will go by sequence. First, Iman. Iman, there are 6 pillars of Iman. So there are also requisites of Iman. We have to think, what are the requisites of Iman? Iman is mentioned in Hadith and in Quran Kareem many times, that what are the requisites of Iman. For example, in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in one of his hadith says that Al-Iman bid'un sab'una aw sittuna shu'ba. أفضلها قول لا إله إلا الله وأدناها إماتة الأذى عن الطريق والحياء من شعبة الإيمان. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that Iman, belief, has 70 or 60 branches. And the highest branch is to testify that Allah is only one. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger. And also the lowest branch is to remove anything which is harmful from your path, which may be harmful to human beings, or harmful to animals, or harmful to birds, or anything. It is harmful. Your Iman should motivate you to remove it, and to remove any hurdles from your path. And also, al-haya, modesty, is the branch of Iman. You can see that when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that there are 70 or 60 branches, only 3 branches are mentioned here. What it implies? It implies that Iman should be visible in every aspect of your life, every aspect of your day-to-day life. Your action should be according to a believer, the needs of the believer and requisites of the believer. That should be your action. Whenever you are doing something, you are not doing it as an ordinary person. You are doing it as a believer. I should make it differently. I should do it in such a manner that it should replicate and it should reflect my belief. So this is the way Muslims should be. That is the requisites of Iman. There are many hadiths, for example. Al-Muslimu man salima an-nasa bi lisanihi wa yadihi. Al-Mu'minu man aminu an-nasa an ala dima'ihim wa amwalihim. So here again, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ explained in a beautiful manner who is Muslim and who is a believer. Muslim is the one, every individual human being is protected from him, from his tongue and from his actions. And believer, al-mu'minu man aminuhu an-nas ala dima'ihim wa amwalihim. A believer is the one who is, every individual is protected from him about his life, in the sense every individual human beings are fully protected about their life and about their wealth from a believer. Believer always safeguards the wealth and life of every human beings. So this is the explanation. So this shows that the responsibility of the believer is very high. Again, when we say that we are believing in Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, there are a lot of requisites. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده وولده والناس أجمعين. None of you can become a believer unless I am dearer to you than your parents, than your children, and than every human beings on the earth. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ should become very dearer to a believer. What does that mean? That means mission of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. What is the mission of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? Believing, performing, conveying and witnessing. These are the mission of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He believed, he was putting into action what he believed in, and he was conveying his message. And he was witnessing through his actions and words what he believed in. And this should be the mission of every individual Muslim as well. So unless you are witnessing, unless you are conveying, unless the mission of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is very dear to you, because Prophet ﷺ has assigned us this responsibility even in his last sermon. He said, La nabiyya ba'di, wa la ummata ba'di. After me there will be no prophet, and after you there will be no community. So whatever I was performing, this responsibility is transferred from me to you, because no prophet is going to come. It is you as a Muslim ummah have to fulfill this responsibility. So unless this mission is very dear to you than anything on the earth, then you are not believing in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And again Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, nobody can become a believer unless you become adherent to what I brought. Unless your desires are adherent to what I brought. In the sense, one should control their desires in such a way that they are not following their desires, but they are controlling their desire and making it adherent to the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So this is again a requisite of a believer. So believer has a vast responsibility, and belief is such an important thing. So it should be reflected in your personality. That is very, very important. Again, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Wallahi la yu'minu, Wallahi la yu'minu, Wallahi la yu'min. Definitely he cannot be a believer, he cannot be a believer, he cannot be a believer. To emphasize it, he said 3 times. Qila man, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. People ask, who cannot be a believer of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He said, if a neighbor is not protected from his evils, then he cannot be a believer. So again, it shows that you have to be a good neighbor. Neighbor in the sense, your neighbor may be a Muslim or a non-Muslim or anybody. So if you expand it, you have to be a good citizen of the country. You have to be a good employee of an organization. You have to be a good, neighbor of a neighborhood. الَّذِي لَا يَأْمَنُ جَارُهُ بَوَائِقَهُ. What he said is that if the neighbor is not protected from your evils, then you cannot be a believer. So again, it shows that you have to have a good personality where you are contributing to people and people are not facing any kinds of evil from you. This is the believer. So you can understand that there are a lot of requisites of belief which we have to perform. And this is the fundamental thing. And when you analyze these 3 things, Iman, Islam and Ihsan, you can identify identify it like a tree. A tree, you can see that the basis, fundament, is the roots. As long as the roots are strong, tree and the stem of the tree will remain strong. Roots are Iman. Then comes the stem, and which is visible. Roots are not visible. But root should be there, Iman should be there. And again, the visible part of Iman, which is Islam, the stem of the tree, should be there. And just stem and root will not make it a perfect tree. In order to become a perfect tree, there should be branches, there should be leaves, there should be fruits, there should be flowers. And this is what is Ihsan, perfection. That is also required. So, Iman has a lot of requisites, we have to fulfill it. Then again comes Islam. And Islam, you can see that there are 5 pillars of Islam, testifying that Allah is alone and Allah is worthy of worship and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his prophet. Then 5 times daily prayers, then zakat, then fasting in the month of Ramadan, then Hajj. You can see that these things also has its own implications in life. And also you can see that there is a connection between society and all these 5 pillars of Islam. And there is a social engagement factor in it. For example, 5 times prayer. If just praying is what required, then Allah Ta'ala was advised us to pray in our homes, in isolation. And then that way we can have more connection with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, individual connection. And we have to have that. We have to make some of our prayers individual prayers, tahajjud prayers, sunnah prayers. We have to pray at home to have more connection, individualistic connection with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. But 5 times daily compulsory obligatory prayers, you have to pray in Masjid. You have to have an institution of Masjid. Why this is required? To have a Muslim society. And you can see that so many things you learn in Masjid. The message of brotherhood, message of affinity, message of leadership, message of discipline, message of doing everything in time. All these things you learn from prayer. and it is necessary to bring out a beautiful society. That's why you can see that there is a social engagement factor in prayer. In everything, for example, after bringing a Muslim society, especially in Western countries, people are feeling the importance of it. They go and live near the Masjid because otherwise they feel themselves isolated. Their children are not getting training. So in Muslim countries, normally we don't feel it because Masjid and community is everywhere. So that's why it is very necessary, very much necessary that in prayer, there is also a community factor in it. You are coming, you are building a community, you have a sense of brotherhood, you know each other. This is very much necessary, and this is the important factor in prayer. And once the society is formed, the second thing is you have to spend money to the society. There will be some problems in society. There are some people who are in need. There are people who are facing some problems. And there are people, you have to convey the message, and in order to win the heart, you can also spend the money of zakat. And also all the activities which is necessary to promote Islam, which is all coming under jihad fi sabilillah, struggling in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can spend a portion of zakat on that event as well. So zakat is also, you can see, very much connected to society. And today, we can see in many countries, people are individually paying zakat. But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has not established zakat as his manner. Zakat was an institution. People used to collect it. There were people from the establishment to collect the zakat. And people should identify. They were identifying who are in need. And they used to spend it in such a manner that poverty is eliminated. And there will be no problems in society. Even today, if this zakat is institutionalized, there will be a lot of benefit. And individual zakat, the permission was given after the Khilafat ended in Baghdad. Some ulama gave permission that you can give individual zakat as well. But actually, the real spirit of Islam is that you have to collect it in a collective manner and spend it in a collective manner, then it will be more efficient. I mean, even today, throughout the globe, in spite of it is collected in an individual manner. In spite of it, you can see that a lot of Muslim countries, especially Muslims living in non-Muslim countries, are benefiting from it. For example, a country like India, there are approximately the number of Muslims is more than 250 million. All masajid, all madaris, all over India is run by charities and zakat money of Muslims alone. And today you know that there is a threat to these two institutions in many governments and many places. So you can see that zakat is again beneficial to human society. So you can see all these five pillars again, Hajj. If you see, it's a global institution connected to the society. More than 2.5 million people or 3 million people are going everywhere. It is a global training system. People are traveling from all over the world. Learn the message of Tawheed. Learn the message of universality of Islam. Learn the message of universal brotherhood in Islam. And Islamic spirit is rejuvenated through Hajj all over the world. It is as if the heart of Muslims, which is Kaaba, is pumping blood throughout the world through Hajj institution of Hajj. Again, this is connected with the society. So in this five pillar of Islam, you have to feel this society, connection with the society. That is very important. And this is what is institution, this is what is, you can see the Islam. After Iman, there is Islam. Then the final thing is Ihsan. What is Ihsan? Prophet Muhammad said, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way that you are watching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or worship in such a way that Allah is watching you. We should understand it in a better way than the companions of Prophet Muhammad because video cameras are very common today. If you establish a video camera somewhere, you can watch everything in your own mobile. From anywhere in the world. If your house is somewhere in some part of the world, if you establish camera there, you can watch it sitting here. What's going on there? What's happening around? So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Do it in such a way that Allah is watching me or I am watching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you do everything in a perfect manner. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also said, Inna Allah يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقن. Allah Ta'ala loves the person who do anything in a perfect manner. As a Muslim, it's your responsibility to do anything in a different way, in a perfect manner, in a way that you do it in a perfect manner. You should excel in everything in society. Then only you can convey your message. When you have the upper hand, when you are excelling something, you should be able, you will get an upper hand, you will be able to convey the message to the people, and people are impressed by yourself. That should not happen. That's what Prophet Muhammad did in Medina. When we went to Medina, there were so many problems, human problems, the scarcity of water, scarcity of grains, and scarcity of cleanliness, and all these things. He solved everything, and he excelled everything. Muslims were excelling in everything. That's how people, you influence others. So the ihsan is very much necessary, that you have to do it in a very perfect manner. Then only you will be a perfect Muslim. So these three messages are very important to us, and we should see that how we are practicing Iman and how it is representing in our personality. And we should also see that how we are practicing Islam and how we are connected to the society and how our Islam is really visible when we live in our society. And we should also understand that how we are doing ihsan means doing everything in a perfect manner so that we can be more impressive and we can be more, impressive in an impressive manner in our society. This is very much necessary, and this is the message and very relevant message of Hadith Jibraeel, and we have to live according to it. May Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand and practice it. بارك الله لنا ولكم ونفعني وإياكم بآياته والذكر الحكيم. إنه تعالى جواد كريم مالك بر رؤوف رحيم ورب الكريم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه الطاهرين أما بعد. فقال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد بعدد من صلى وصام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد بعدد من قعد وقام. اللهم صل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى سائر الصحابة والتابعين وخلفاء الراشدين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. اللهم أيد الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم. اللهم اخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم اجعل هذا البلد آمنا مطمئنا رخاء سخاء وسائر بلاد المسلمين. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا سامع الأصوات يا مجيب الدعوات يا قاضي الحاجات أقضي حوائجنا كلها وأغننا بفضلك عما سواك. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. واذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر. وأقم الصلاة.